Hi everyone, and welcome back to the next session in this series of this month's webinar, where we are discussing about what are our basic needs when we start growing up, and uh, what is the impact of those needs being fulfilled, and what is the impact of those needs not being fulfilled. So far we have spoken about need for safety, need to feel heard and seen for the way we are. And today we want to talk about the need for physical touch. When the child is born, child is physically separated from mother, and yet for the child, the mental and emotional separation that has not happened. And in that time, particularly first 2 years of life, the touch with mother, the physical touch of mother is so important for the child. So many times we notice that either because mother is going through her own uh, difficulty, it may be physical, emotional, mental, whatever, or at times because of the difficult birth, the child is separated from mother immediately after the birth or within few days. And for the child, it can create a very big trauma because the very comfort, the only big first touch and the first physical comfort that the child knows is of mother's touch. So, such a big thing can create a lot of anxiety and different reactions in the child. And even at the simplest level, let's say the child is few months old and the mother has to go back to work, or maybe she is at home but she's too occupied by with other things, and the child needs and the mother is not able to reach within certain time as soon as the child needs. At such point, even 5-10 minutes of difficulty can be enough for the child to set up uh, a mental program saying that either I'm not loved, I'm not important, or whatever separation anxiety that starts building. And more than the mind or uh, the emotions getting impacted, or more than mind registering all the thoughts, the body remembers. Because at such young age, the logic is not yet developed for the child, and that's how they may not be able to put the thoughts together, logic it out, mentalize what exactly is happening to me. But every experience gets imprinted on the body, and the physical cellular memory remains there even after many years of uh, different reality with parents. It has been seen in therapy work that even when one says that, oh, I have shared a very good bond with my parents, maybe that one moment created some important, painful impact on the child. That can happen. Priya, do you want to add anything?
I don't think I want to add anything, but it's more like, you can look at this entire thing from another perspective. Is When we say that there is a physical distance between the mother and the child as soon as the child is born, and there is a separation. So that's the first moment when a child experiences an individual body, a physical body, an individual physical body. Now, in that experience of having an individual physical body, uh, touch is the only thing in such a situation which the body registers at the maximum level. Because for the child, the mental emotional connect with the mother is almost, it's the same. What the mother is experiencing, the child is almost experiencing the same thing, even in such situation. But the physicality has become different now. So the touch, the sensation of touch is something which has already started. So the body registers the touch. And when the body registers this touch, if the touch feels safe, if the touch feels comforting, if the child feels, and when I say feels, I'm not saying mentally feels, but when the body is settling into the fact that I am held in safe hands, when the body you know feels safe in the touch, uh, the child develops a different kind of individuality and comfort with their physical body. And that need is very, very basic. It's so primal, it's so basic, uh, that even if the mother is emotionally or mentally, or the secondary caretaker, the father, or the people around are very loving and kind and emotionally present for the child, if the child at any moment of time, consciously or unconsciously, if there is an experience where the child feels, oh, I don't feel held, I don't feel safe in the way I'm being held, or I don't trust, my body is not able to trust that it is in safe hands. And this is not a mental thing. This is not like an incident has happened and now the child is mentalizing this. No, it is that reflex of the body, that instinct of the body. If that has not aligned, then we have noticed in therapy that it has a different impact for people with who have felt held and who have not felt held. So, in general terms, we say the feeling of being taken care of, like when we were talking of the need of feeling safe, Gayatri and I did mention about that, I feel I'm taken care of. Now, what does it mean by taken care of? So, one of the things of being taken care of is the body feels safe in the way it is being held. And if that is developed for the child, then a different level of sense of self develops. And if that is not there, then of course there is something which is amiss. And many times we have noticed that, I'm sure Gayatri also will agree to this, that this is so subtle. This need is so subtle that sometimes the client who comes to us cannot even word it that this is exactly what I want. I want to experience this feeling of warmth, or this feeling of being held in safe hands, or this kind of physical touch. Because the clients who come to us, or the clients who come for therapy, are adults, and this shows up in adult relationships in a very different way. Yes, Gayatri? So, for example, we have seen this can show up as intimacy issues. This can show up as not feeling very safe with another gender when mentally, emotionally, you know that everything is in place. This can feel, this can be uh, a kind of a social anxiety in a crowd. Many other things, Gayatri. I can only name this as of now. Is there anything else that's coming to your mind? How does it show up in adults or clients who have not this, who have this need not met?
I think the whole expression can get impacted because if one is not safe in their own skin,
Yeah.
then my very existence, who I am, and how do I show up in the world with that? So it can come in one's way in every aspect. Of course, in close friendships or partner relationship, adult relationship, it may create problems even when a person logically does everything right. Because as Priya said, this need is so subtle. The impact both the sides, like positive impact if the child gets it, and the negative impact if child doesn't get it, is also very subtle. It plays on the body level. So some people, they face challenge that when their partner comes close to them, not just physically but emotionally and mentally, something in them just pushes the person away, or they withdraw. They start running away, they start avoiding the conversation, and they can't name the feeling. So it is that subtle. My body just reacts to that because I don't feel safe. I feel too vulnerable. I can't show my internal world easily. So, and no matter how much logic one puts to that, the the situation or the behavioral response doesn't change, because this had started at such a young age. Similarly, in front of people, in front of our own people or strangers, people find it difficult to express who they really are or what they really believe in. Many people have actually lost the touch with that itself. So they start with, knowing that, oh, I lost the touch, and then I'm not aware, and then now I have to find my way back through that lost feeling and everything. So the impact can be almost anywhere. On the other hand, when the child gets this, uh, more than gets this, feels this, safe touch, uh, and the comfort of the touch, then, as Priya said, the individuality is developed. Child becomes more comfortable in their skin, in who they are. They are more comfortable in asking for their needs. They don't hesitate. They are okay if somebody doesn't like them for something. Comparatively okay. Of course, every child gets impacted when they are not accepted, but they have better skills at handling rejection or taking a no, and still put their foot down and just say that this is what I like and this is what I want. So if you look at it, children are very physical. They are very naturally expressive. They are extroverts. And when the child gets this comfortable touch, child feels that the need for the touch is fulfilled, their expression will remain more, so to say, extroverted. They can find making connection with other people is easy, speaking out their needs is easy, uh, connecting with the world around them is comparatively easy for them. On the other hand, the individuals who are more introverted, yeah, introversion is nothing but an outcome of the child started putting more logic to everything that's happening around them, or even before they have to say something, they have to analyze, fit into their logic, and then if it fits, they can express. And why this happened? Because the comfortable touch was not felt. The very first connection with the mother through the touch got interrupted, and thereby developing the difficulty to separate in a healthy way and finding your own boundary. That has not happened for those individuals who are more in their mind. They have to think, they have to look at if their expression fits into the world, right? So we are not saying extroversion is better than introversion. We are not saying that. Every child, every individual develops their different ways to express, cope up. We are just showing you the difference. Why one becomes more introverted could have a reason in their childhood, as to they found that what was said and what was done was not matching, and then there was a lot of confusion. So these kind of impacts can happen on an individual. So uh, out of our experience of working with different clients, we just want to invite you that if you find any of these challenges in your life, and maybe you have taken that as normal, then maybe it is time to sit with yourself and start connecting with your body in these different scenarios. When you are with your partner, when you are with your closest of friends, your family members, when you are with strangers, how do you feel in your body? What is your need? What kind of touch you are comfortable with? What kind of touch you seek, but you feel that you never got it enough? Yeah. Like we have a client who has the expression of love and warmth is through hugging and holding hands, not just in a romantic manner, but with family members also. And probably with the trauma that is there, this client may feel that no matter how much it happens, it's not fulfilling, it's not complete, it is never like it.
उठी नहीं सिया.
It is that bottomless hole. No matter how much I get it as an adult, it feels never enough. So I think that's one way you can sit and start exploring your experience, because I think uh, no amount of logic and analysis will show you that subtle impact that your body must be carrying. So we invite you to do that in your own personal space. And if you find any insight, need any help, then please reach out. Are we good, Priya?
Yeah. I would like to add a few more things based on the kind of work that we have done. That this could also show up as a person wanting to have multiple partners, in the need, in the quest to find that physical touch in a particular way. This can come up as a void, uh, because any need which is not met comes as a void. So any void can turn into an addiction also. So any form of addiction also can come from this kind of a physical need. So that it's like I can experience this this physical need of mine is met with this kind of an addiction. Could be anything. So also I get reminded of something which Gabamate said. I think that no, I think there's some other book that I read in which they said this, that a human child is the most vulnerable species. If you see any other species in nature, when a child is born, it takes very little for the parent to, create that individuality for the child. Like if you see a deer giving birth, or a goat giving birth, or a dog birthing, any mammal, or an elephant, the baby is on its own very fast. So it's very little time that a parent needs to really parent a child in any other species. But when it comes to a human child has more requirement and more time. So I read in the book that the human child actually has a lot of intelligence, but when it comes to bodily instinct, there is a need for the parent. Like a parent needs to take care of the child in a particular way. So a child might feel protected in this physical space or in this physical touch. When we say, I want to feel safe versus I want to feel protected, we've talked about that in safety, where we said safety is not the absence of threat, but feeling safe. But also, when there is a threat situation, do I feel protected by the parent because I feel vulnerable as a child? Because I don't have the physical strength to fight that threat. That also can come. So I don't know why I felt like sharing these two points. Like these are ways in which you can understand, do I have the ability to protect myself? Do I feel protected by people? Do I feel safe within? Or any of the other things that Gayatri mentioned. if these symptoms or these things are there which has not even come to you, that oh, this could also be an issue. Like yesterday, we were doing a session where it came up that my father's voice is an impact on one of the elements like that. So it's like till a particular time, you don't even realize that such sounds or such touch have an impact, right? So, like Gayatri said, we invite you to just sit and explore and see if anything like this rings a bell for you. Please do feel free to either speak to your therapist or reach out to us, or just just acknowledge that yeah, maybe this need of mine has not been met to the level that I have needed it, which is very different for everyone, right? That's all. That's the bit that I had to add.
So let's start with the discussion.